Previously on DrakeParagon.
So what do you think about the hurricane? You think we should leave tomorrow?
No, I don't.
Today will be our very first test flight. Okay, everybody down. No more grocery shopping, no more provisioning. Can I see your boat?
Oh. Yeah, sure. They're like giant eggs. You just lock the regular rudder on the boat.
Ah!
We are all gonna die.
We're all gonna die. We got a guy anchoring off our starboard who doesn't know how to anchor.
This guy?
Yeah, he said, I don't know where anybody's anchors are. Where's your anchor? And I just sort of pointed forward.
Like if it was total slack and everyone was in a different position, I could understand.
The harbor master would be on that guy.
Why? Because he's too close to the
Because you'll probably anchor too close to the channel, yeah.
Oh my god, it's beautiful out here. What you doing there, cowboy?
Oh, hey. This draw vent is leaking into the cabin.
Didn't you already fix that one?
I did. I did it from the inside. I took the tube going through the deck. I covered it with polysulfide goop and shoved it back up in there. And that seemed to work for a little while, but now it's leaking again. So if I take these bungs out and then take the screws out, then I may be able to remove the top part and get access to that tube. Getting all these little last things done at the very last minute.
Well, I'm sorry that our neighbors left, Scott and Kim.
They were nice.
They're awesome.
God, I loved meeting them. It's really nice hanging out with them and hearing their stories. And I love their boat. And I will fix this leak.
Oh my god! Hi, Drake!
Grab his hand, grab his hand. Ah. Oh, hi.
Hi there. How's it going down there?
Oh, that's good.
What bad design. The screws going through the boat up into the frame of that box onto the deck.
Seal the screws, seal the box, seal the top.
Seal it all.
It shouldn't take me too long.
Those are like famous last words on a boat.
Hey, hey, hey. Who needs to turn the screwdriver when you can just do it yourself?
I'm going to properly throw up now.
Try doing that at sea.
Oh god. What bad design. Maybe I'll put a hatch here.
That could work.
Yeah.
It's so funny, Paragon is really like a character in herself. If she's not feeling well, or just you can't really go anywhere because you're waiting for her to get better.
If you take care of the ship, and the ship takes care of you. I love having the electricity to run this thing from the solar panels. I'm not sure if the water is coming in through here. I mean, that looks pretty sealed. It's probably coming in through the screw holes right through the deck. I don't know how to do a better job of waterproofing that. I still don't understand what they were thinking when they designed that. I get the mineral spritz.
Hello.
I absolutely hate any deck leaks. God, I hate them so much. Especially when you're in rough weather or at sea in the rain and you've got drips coming in. It's infuriating. There's always something new that's like gotta be broken down, taken apart, cleaned, greased, oiled, rebuilt. It's a never-ending battle to try to keep up with it. And it's interesting to hear what people think about living on sailboats or the cruising life or voyaging, you know, because it really varies. It's like some people think that there's no work and you just play, and other people think that we're one step closer to homeless. Some people wonder, well, why would you ever want to leave where you live? I know people who spend their entire lives living in one place, and they asked me, like, why would you want to leave the comfort and safety and familiarity of home for somewhere new? I don't know. I want to fly Harry. If we lose our connection with Harry, we should return to this very spot.
I'll get the bow hook and have it ready.
This is dangerous.
Yes, it is.
We need to assume that when we're anchored in the fjords of Greenland, we're gonna fly Harry.
I don't know if this has ever been flown over water properly before.
What do you mean?
A Phantom. Has anyone ever been as reckless to do this?
Why am I always first? Yeah, let's fly a remote controlled drone right off the U.S. Coast Guard base in Gloucester at anchor. I'm too nervous.
Too nervous?
I can't do it. We changed it now so that forward is going in the direction of the camera and back is going this way, but now left and right are reversed.
So you wanted so that camera means forward. Do you want me to do that now?
Can you?
If you give me half an hour.
Sure.
Compass error is too big. My robot's like a yacht. So I gotta go that way and that way. That's cool.
I think that we should write like Drake's email,
On this?
like actually like carve it in,
Yeah.
so that if it does go somewhere, there's a possibility that we could get him back.
Some fisherman's pulling him out of the water and it's going, what is this machine? Okay.
Yeah, I know. It sounds a little risky, doesn't it?
It's a little risky.
So, throttle, swivel, forward, aft, right, left. Now we have all greens.
All greens, there you go.
Now I'll try to take off and head out at the same time.
Give it full throttle if you're gonna do it. Wow. If you want me to grab it, you just let me know.
Coming in. Coming in. Here we go.
Holy It's just like higher, higher, higher. Oh shit! It just dropped down to about face level, and I'm like, uh oh.
Higher, higher, higher. I'm so sorry.
Thanks, Drake. I'm glad. Cool, man. Can we go have a look at this footage?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
People with scars are always so mysterious.
Oh, that's true, particularly across their face.
She's out of Gloucester. On the stern, you see the home port is Gloucester. This guy just came in, and unfortunately he's right in the center of the channel. Not that it's like a major obstruction because boats can go around it, but he is anchored right in the middle of the channel. Yeah, here comes a nunsuch. Just like Ben Stuckey's boat.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was Ben?
It would be funny.
Because we always seem to catch him like when we're leaving the next day.
He doesn't have a Dodger.
Nope.
And his boat's bigger than that one.
It's like what, 27 feet?
I think it's like a couple of feet longer. I can tell these things.
Oh, yes, you can.
Here's the Dorade vent box, and it's got these screw holes underneath. Right, there's one, and there's another one. And you drive screws in from the underside upward, and they go into those and compress the box down onto this part right here, which is like this non-skid pattern. And for some reason, I really just don't think it's good design. But I'm gonna put it back together like the way it was, and hopefully it won't leak on our way to Ireland. I also scraped out all the goop that was around the pipe here and sanded it down and washed it with mineral spirits. Now I'm gonna get the goop. Yes?
I think it's like 3 o'clock, just to let you know.
3 o'clock? So we're supposed to be at Joff & Mandy's in an hour. Can you call them and just check in, see how they're doing, what the plan is? Thank you. Fun stuff.
Lovely weather.
It is. Hi! How are you?
You should walk in one door and out the other.
Can we?
And also go down and check this car out. Quick.
Wow, I think Eric Forsyth would love that. See ya! What a neat car.
He just sold his beautiful Hinkley. He had a beautiful Hinkley.
Really?
It was the pride of Smith Cove. They were in Ireland, are you?
From Dublin. I lived in Dublin for most of my life, and then I moved down to the South of Ireland, down to Cork, and that's where I met Drake, because I was working on the boats there.
Do you want to see the store real quick?
Would you mind? I don't mind. Like I said, walking one door, walk out the other.
Yeah, no, come on in.
Oh, it's very nice.
Let me show you this place. It's really, really cool. He's had it for 2.5 years. And it's got all this really wild antique stuff. A lot of clothing. I like these antique boots. I don't know if they're fireman boots. I like the big handles for pulling them on. Got a whole bunch of Irish sweaters.
Sheep. A lot of sheep.
We are over by the coats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow, that's like
And I'll tell them that you'll be there
real animal.
shortly.
Let's all go together. Great, we'll see you soon.
Hey, Drake.
Thanks.
Sorry, I never caught your name actually.
Bob.
Oh, but I'm Aina.
Anna, nice to meet you.
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Super. Proper cloud. Wow.
Oh my gosh, she didn't go anywhere.
That's great. You can play.
So glad you guys are here.
It's just magical. It's amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way. I'll get out of the way. I'll get out of the way.
Give that huge goodbye.
Just
zooming on low.
Here we are on June 10th, tied up to the fuel dock in Gloucester, Massachusetts, taking on the last of the water. And tomorrow morning, we'll have nothing left to do but have breakfast and start the engine, raise anchor, and head for Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. Lunenburg! Then all we need is for the O-ring on this cap to fail, and then we'll end up with water in the tank.
You're so cheerful.
You know, I try. We're doomed!
We are all gonna die.
We're all gonna die!
Next week on Paragon Channel.
I've seen diesel fills where they have a whistle, like in the hose,
Yeah.
and
When it gets near to being high, it starts to whistle.
or it whistles as you're filling, and then once the fuel gets up to a certain level in the hose,
Yeah.
it douses the whistle and it stops, and that's how you know you're full.
That's clever.
I have no such thing on this boat, so I have to do this. Just fill it until it starts overflowing and listen to it really carefully for the sound. Yeah, sometimes you can tell that it's about to overflow. I remember you were sitting right there on Fiona. Same place. We're talking about showers. How's that doing, Mo?
Still going.
Still filling? How was your shower? Wow. And you?
Yeah, it was good.
It's the last shower we're gonna take in a
didn't go too
week.
I didn't go too crazy.
You did?
Water for everyone!
We're gonna push off in the morning for Lunenburg, Nova Scotia, about 300 nautical miles away. The weather report looks like 15 to 20 for much of the sail. A couple of patches of lighter air. Nothing too bad until Friday. The winds get up to 50, 60 knots in this really concentrated low, zooming up the coast. We should be, by then, in Lunenburg, safely tucked away somewhere before that thing hits. It's going to hit Massachusetts. We'll be long gone by then. I think we're ready. We've got fuel, water, food, spares for everything having to do with the engine. We've got all the tools. We've got all the supplies for working on the boat. Just everything that I can think of. I've been racking my brain. You know, what else do we need? What else do we need? As if we were going to go to the moon. Like, I don't know what we'll be able to get in Lunenburg or St. John's or Nook after that. I really kind of think in Greenland our options will be pretty limited. Especially because as we sail down the Greenland coast, I think we'll be dropping anchor every night, and much of that time in pretty isolated places where there probably won't be any options for buying anything. We are ready to go. We're just waiting for the water tanks to top off, and then we're going to go out to the anchorage, take the last of the dirty laundry into the dinghy, go ashore, do some laundry, come back, have a nice meal, one last look at Gloucester, Massachusetts. We'll probably be back in about 3 years, possibly 4, but we'll find out, see what happens next. Wow, thanks for cooking.
Oh, no worries.
What are you doing?
Have you ever seen this trick? Basically, instead of using a knife when you're chopping ginger,
Yeah.
you use a spoon and you just
Spoon?
yeah, you just use the kind of side of a spoon and just grate it nearly. Because graters can be a little bit awkward, but a spoon has got loads of nice curves, so you can just work away.
I've never
So-
seen somebody take the skin off a piece of ginger with a spoon, but that looks like it's working really well.
Yeah, it's handy. I have 4 scallions. Gonna use a couple of mushrooms. That's a green pepper. Maybe 2 little carrots, just add some flavour to it. And some broccoli. So it's gonna be ridiculously green. I'll do up some meat as well before you start using it up too.
I really like the wok that we just got.
It's brilliant.
You like it?
I love cooking in woks.
Can't believe we're pushing off tomorrow.
Believe it, baby.
Yeah.
We're going. I'm glad we kind of have a good weather window
Yeah.
by waiting the extra day, and we're able to get everything done as well as we can.
Right, yeah. It's a neat feeling having the boat completely topped off on everything. Fuel, water, food, filters, oil, everything.
That's the red curry paste.
Wow. I didn't know it came in a bag like that.
It Neither did I.
This is going to be great. Well, the time has come to take down the solar panels. We always have the panels up when we're at anchor. Have an infinite supply of electricity, but we've got to take them down before we go offshore. And I'm going to show you how I do that. What I like with having them on the rails here like this, first of all, is that you can always tilt them towards the sun. You know, we've got 3 on the port side here and 3 on the starboard side there, 3 on the hardtop here, and we've actually got another 6 that are in the dinghy. They go on the forward half on the rail, 3 on each side. We didn't even put those out this time around. On starboard and port, stern, I'm going to take the forward 2 down and stack them in the dinghy. I'm going to leave the aftmost one on and sort of resituate it so it's least likely to get damaged by a wave. First step is to undo the plugs. See, each one has wiring like this, which goes all the way back to the stern. I'll do the starboard ones first. To this little Pelican case. See, the wiring goes to this plug. These 3 plugs go to the 3 panels that are on the stern quarter on the starboard side. They have these little gaskets in them that keep them protected from air and salt and corrosion. You can see the little gasket right in there. So this one's going to come down, and this one's going to come down. This last one goes to the aftmost panel, which will stay on. Second part, here are the plugs. We've got 2 different kinds. We've got these kinds that go here and compress onto the gasket. I built these boxes out of the little Pelican case, was it 6 years ago, and they've never leaked. They've never had any issues. The second part is to take the other kind of plug and screw it onto the end here to protect that. Here's the box on the port stern. 1 plug, 2 plugs, and I'll just give you a quick little look inside here. The hardware for securing it to the stainless rail here is made up of this sort of beam here, which is bolted on to the panel with these wing nuts to make it easier to take them off. And this part, which the panel sort of rotates on the rail. First step in taking them off is to undo these big black knobs on each side, which breaks it in half, and then I can remove it from the rail.
This is the Thai red. It's a good bit of curry now, so that should be a big, big feed.
Oh, this looks too fantastic.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So it's a good bit of food.
We should now actually switch to just using our water bottles
Okay.
and coffee mugs so that we don't have to wash them.
One for you.
Thank you.
So what do you put the wine in?
Well, you can just, like, you know, pour it. I suppose you can use a glass for the wine. There will be no wine once we push off.
I won't even drink coffee.
On Paragon, we don't drink alcohol when we go to sea at all. Nothing that can debilitate us in any way.
Thank you so much for making this. This looks amazing.
You're welcome. Try.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here's to the
Safe travels.
wonderful curry and safe travels.
Oh, that goes well.
I've grown so tall. I'm a giant beach, I'm a giant beast. to be a buddy and light the way. It used to come in the youth that fades away. Never mind, I guess I'll be on my way.
It's like a carousel.